Okay, we are live. Um, Hannah, out of the 6 swim types that Swim Smooth has, you are what they call a swinger. Yeah. It basically means that you've got a nice high turnover, good body position, you don't kick a lot. It's one of the styles, there's 2 styles that they sort of want to gravitate to people towards. You're already one of those styles, which is great. There's some tweaks, though, that we can make to make things better. Okay, so Rolando, what I was talking about with that angle, when the upper arm is perpendicular to the body in terms of the direction of travel, so the body's going this direction, when the upper arm is perpendicular to it, or in this case, when it looks vertical from the camera, we want the lower arm to be hidden. So like we shouldn't see Hannah's lower arm at the moment. So she is bringing the hand forward a little too soon. We're going to see from the top view that it's probably okay because she has a very straight arm recovery, which is a trait of a swinger type. But I do think that maybe she could delay that forearm coming forward. And that's what shows up in the top down view, and the swimmer looks like this, and ends up bunching this shoulder, and they tend to move away from that tension, which is obviously not good to kind of yaw back and forth as they're going through the water.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so hand entry. That's good. Nice, good tent on the left side. Bit of a head lift. I can see both goggles. I would prefer to see only part of that bottom goggle. Still breathing, still breathing. Okay, you're a bit of a late breather. Okay, here's something. On the side that you're breathing, you see how you're showing your palm to the camera? Try to flatten that. And the way to think about it is just imagine that there's a camera over there and just hide your palm. Like that's the best way to think about it. And yeah, you can see that now this tent is a little too aggressive, and you're entering with your thumb down on the right side. That forces you into an internal rotation of the shoulder, which then you're loading, which is like surgery. Surgery is what that means. So I think that you've got good hand entry on the left side, but on the right side, when you breathe, you're sort of showing that palm a little bit too much. Just like Mike, you're a little bit of a late breather, but just like everybody. So. Okay, as opposed to Mike, let's watch this in real time. Do you see how much less kicking there is? So this is that sort of swinger type. There's not as much kicking, and a lot of Hannah's propulsion comes from the fact that she just does it a lot. Like you do a lot, you have a high turnover, and so even though you're not getting great, you don't have a great catch and pull, you're making up for it with a high stroke rate. So when we get you a better catch and pull, you're going to be even faster. But body position's good, like very good. Bum is up near the surface of the water. There might be a very slight bend down, but it's really not that bad. Okay, hand is not below the wrist. Wrist is not below the elbow. What you're doing here is you're looking for support. You see that you're breathing, and you're trying to support that breath by pushing down. Sort of my work as a swim coach with you would be to get you to believe that you get just as much support by generating more propulsion. If you imagine like pulling a ribbon through the air, if you pull it slowly, it drags. If you pull it quickly, it hangs nice and horizontal. By improving your catch and pull, we're going to take away your need to push down to support this breath. So I want to see, just like we talked with Mike, is we want to see this rather than the other way where you're dropping everything. That's what we would, that would be ideal. So that's the breathing catch and pull. So there you can see that left hand thumb down entry. So it does look like you are doing it on the left side too, not just the right side. So really flatten them out. The first thing that should hit that water is the pad of your middle finger. So you're straight, yeah. You enter at a down angle, but because you've got that, because that hand is twisted, the first thing you have to do is to orient it correctly. So that takes all that time. And then you can actually start your catch and pull, but you're keeping that arm very straight. So if you didn't enter like this, you could just enter flat, bam, start the catch and pull right away. Ooh, look at that head lift. Have you been, well, just, yeah, watch, like, because you go from a good position of the head, so down, and then up. Like, watch, yeah, did you see that? You're looking for the end of the pool. It's going to come every 25 meters. Like, so yeah, that's just try to lock it into place at sort of 70 degrees down. But again, I mean, you're getting great mileage out of good rhythm, and rhythm is hard to teach. So you've got a crossover on the right side, just like Mike, and you do have a bit of a scissor kick here. You can see that those legs are splitting apart. Squeeze your butt cheeks, point your toes. That should help bring the kick in a little bit tighter. Right side. Yep. Yeah, it's also happening. It's because this thumb down, the hands really have nowhere to go. So flatten and more like 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock. Did I do that right? Yeah.
YMCA.
Right. Yeah. Yes, YMCA. But yeah, I mean, good rhythmic swimming. You can see that crossover is forcing you into a bit of a zigzag. If we can get rid of that crossover, the scissor kick is also probably going to go away, which would obviously be great.
Chris, so it's fine to be turning our body according to our stroke. Because the teacher one day told me that you should do like a flat table on the water and try to swim like this. It's not good.
Sloops faster than a barge. Yeah. No, you want to rotate from about 45 to 45. If you're flat, all sorts of bad things happen. One of the benefits of rotating your body is that it allows you to get your arm up and over the surface of the water comfortably. If you're flat, like, it's really hard to actually do it, and it's going to be another source of just destroying your shoulder joint. So open from the hips. You always open, like, and you sort of open up the wheelhouse, and that allows you to either straight arm recovery over the water, or if you've got the shoulders flexible enough to do it, the kind of classic, like, high elbow swim stroke like that. But yeah, like right now, like, this is swimming. This is the swimming motion. Like, and it comes from the hips. Like, I'm just rotating. My shoulders and my hips are moving together. And then, if I actually want to go anywhere, I just extend my hands over my head. But my hips and my shoulders are still doing the exact same thing. And the rotation comes from here, not from the shoulders. Here we're looking for the bow wave. A little bit of a head lift, but you can see that bow wave is there. And you're not holding your breath, but you're not making a point of exhaling. Okay, you can see that like some bubbles are coming out, but I would love to see a like vigorous exhalation from your mouth. That would be better.
Does that require a more frequent breathing?
Yes, not every 9 strokes, the way that you started. I was like, he's gonna breathe at some point. But you'll notice that by the last 25, you were having to breathe every stroke.
Yeah.
Because that by holding your breath, you get super gassed. There's that buildup of CO2 that sends all kinds of panic messages to your body, and then you get blown out really quickly. Okay, so you guys know what we're looking for here. Oh, you can really see that crossover from the front. What's the arm angle? And yeah, you're quite wide and straight. So I want you to bring that hand in line with your shoulder. Yeah, that's your power position. Yeah, you can see how far across the body you're getting, and that's causing that seesaw. Yeah, I think for you, my 3 big things are the crossover, and the thumb first entry, because that's causing so many other problems, and then just like everyone else, the catch and pull. Everybody's catch and pull could really be better. The arm angle, I think, will improve once you take into account those other things. Any questions?
No.
Okay.